My girlfriend said. He's just a friend, he's married. I replied, enjoy Australia alone. Then I cancelled her plane ticket, sent the nude she sent him directly to his wife, and put all her stuff on the curb. I just smiled, because his wife replied a minute later thanking me for the evidence. Original post, I am 28, and my girlfriend, Qley, is 25. For the last 4 years, she has been my entire world. Our biggest dream was about to come true. After a year of paperwork, saving every penny, and endless planning, we were less than a month away from moving to Australia. We had our visas, our plane tickets were booked, and the lease on our apartment was set to end in 3 weeks. The stress was immense, but it was the good kind of stress. The kind that comes right before you achieve something amazing together. Don't miss the twist. Subscribe and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Lately, things had been a little tense between us. I chalked it up to the pressure of the move. We were both on edge. Around this time, Qley told me she had made a new friend. He was a guy she met on an online forum for a video game we both played. She said his name was Mark. Qley has always struggled to make friends, so I was genuinely happy for her. I encouraged it. She told me he was just a cool guy to talk to about shared interests. To put my mind completely at ease, she mentioned he was married and had a couple of kids. It was the perfect setup, a safe, platonic friend she could chat with online who understood her hobbies. It seemed healthy. The tension between us came to a head last Monday night. We had a stupid argument about packing boxes, a minor disagreement that spiraled into something bigger because we were both so afraid. It was not a huge fight, but I decided it was best to give us some space to cool down. I told her I was going to stay at my parents' house for a few days. We agreed to meet back at our apartment on Friday to talk things through, calm and rational. I spent the week working and trying to get my head straight. I missed her, and I felt guilty about leaving. By Friday morning, I had decided I did not want to wait until the evening. I wanted to go back early, surprise her with coffee, and tell her I was sorry. I wanted to fix things so we could enjoy our last few weeks in the country together. I let myself into our apartment around noon. It was quiet. I figured she was out running errands. I went to the kitchen to put the coffee down and saw her laptop was open on the small desk we had in the corner. The screen was on, showing the gaming forum's chat client. A private message window was open. The name at the top was Mark. I know I should not have looked, but a single image on the screen caught my eye. It was a nude photo of Qley. It was a photo I had never seen before. My blood ran cold. I read the messages above it. Qley, here's that surprise I promised. Mark, wow, you are incredible. I can't believe this is happening. You're sure he's gone for the week? Qley, he's at his parents'. We have until Friday. Can you get away this weekend? Mark, I'll make it happen. My wife thinks I'm going on a fishing trip with friends. The timestamp on her message with the photo was from Monday night, just a few hours after I had walked out the door. The moment I left to give us space, she had sent a nude photo to her married friend. I felt nothing. The anger, the sadness, the betrayal, it was all there, but it was buried under a thick, cold layer of shock. I did not touch the laptop. I just took out my phone, took a clear picture of the screen, and walked back out the door. Our talk on Friday was still going to happen, but it was going to be a very different conversation. Update 1, I spent the rest of the day in a daze. I drove to a park and just sat in my car, staring at the picture on my phone. The betrayal was so swift, so calculated. She did not just cheat, she used a lie about a safe, married man to create the opportunity. She had turned my trust into a weapon against me. I went back to my parents' house and told them I needed to stay one more night. I did not explain why. That evening, I texted Qley. Hey, still on for our talk tonight? Around 7. She replied a few minutes later. Of course. Can't wait to see you. The casual hypocrisy of it was staggering. I got to the apartment at 60:30. I sat on the couch and waited. She walked in right at 7, smiling. She came over to hug me, but I put a hand up to stop her. Let's just talk first, I said. She sat on the chair opposite me, her expression shifting from confusion to caution. "'Kay, what's up? Are you still mad about the boxes?" "No, I'm not mad about the boxes," I said, my voice flat. Before we talk about us, I want to talk about your friend Mark. Her body tensed. What about him? He's just some guy I talked to online. Right. The married guy with kids, I said. The safe friend. Less, she said, her voice defensive. I don't know why you're bringing him up. He has nothing to do with us. I just stared at her, letting the silence hang in the air. That's interesting, I said finally, because I don't think his wife would appreciate the picture you sent him on Monday night. The color drained from her face. She looked like I had physically struck her. What are you talking about? You went through my things. You invaded my privacy. It was the classic cheater's script. No remorse, just rage at being caught. You're right, I said. I saw your laptop, and I saw this. I took out my phone, pulled up the photo of her screen, and placed it on the coffee table between us. She stared at it, speechless. The proof was right there, undeniable. The photo, the plans to meet, the lie about his wife thinking he was on a fishing trip. She tried to lie, of course. She said it was not what it looked like, that he had pressured her, that she was just lonely after our fight. The excuses were pathetic and insulting. I cut her off. Stop. Just stop. Qley. The worst part isn't the picture. It's the lie you built around it. You knew I was happy you were making friends. You knew I trusted you. So you told me he was married to make him seem harmless. You used my support for you to betray me. I stood up. Our plans are done. Australia is done. We are done. I want you to pack a bag with whatever you need for the next few days. I want you out of this apartment tonight. She finally broke down, sobbing and begging. But it was too late. The person she was crying for, the man who loved her unconditionally, was gone. He had died in that park, staring at a picture on a phone. Update 2. The moment the door closed behind Qley, I went to work. The grief was there, a heavy weight in my chest, but my mind was operating with a cold and absolute clarity. She had not just ended our relationship, she had tried to blow up my entire future. I was going to make sure she was the only one caught in the blast. My first action was to salvage my dream. I went to the airline's website. The tickets to Sydney were booked on my credit card. I found our reservation and, with a few clicks, canceled her ticket. The confirmation email with the refund details was a small, satisfying victory. Next, I called the immigration agent who had handled our visas. I explained that our relationship status had changed and that I was officially withdrawing my sponsorship for her partner visa. The agent was understanding and professional. Just like that, her path to Australia was gone. She wanted to move on to a new life. Now she could do it from her parents' couch. My next step was to deal with Mark. From their chat, I had his full name and the town he lived in. It took less than 10 minutes on Facebook to find his wife. Her profile was public, filled with happy family photos. There she was, smiling with Mark and their 2 young kids. Her name was Jessica. She deserved to know who her husband really was. I created a new, anonymous email account. I sent her a short, direct message. Subject: your husband. Jessica, you don't know me, but my ex-girlfriend Qley has been having an online affair with your husband, Mark. He has been telling her he is unhappily married. On Monday, she sent him this picture. They were planning to meet up this weekend, while you thought he was on a fishing trip. I am so sorry you have to see this, but I believe you deserve to know the truth. I attached the screenshot from Qley's laptop. I hit send, my heart pounding. I expected to wait hours, maybe days for a reply if I got one at all. Less than 5 minutes later, my inbox pinged. It was from her. Thank you, the email read. Thank you so much. I have known something was wrong for months, but I never had any proof. He just kept telling me I was crazy. This is everything I need. You have no idea what you've just done for me and my kids. A wave of relief washed over me. I was not just getting revenge. I had helped someone else escape a liar. We were 2 strangers connected by a shared betrayal, and we were both taking our lives back. Qley texted me the next day, asking when she could come and get the rest of her things. I told her I would pack them for her to make it easier. I spent the afternoon boxing up 4 years of her life. Her clothes, her books, her half of our shared memories. When I was done, I carried every single box and bag down to the curb in front of our apartment building. I took a picture of the pile of her belongings sitting by the street and texted it to her. "It's all on the curb," I wrote. "You should probably come get it before it gets picked up with the trash." Her phone immediately started ringing. I did not answer. I just blocked her number. Update 3. The next 2 weeks were a blur of logistics. I finalized the termination of our lease. I sold the furniture we had bought together. I packed my own life into a few suitcases. My flight to Australia was still on. I was terrified of going alone, but the thought of staying was even worse. Staying meant living in the ghost of the life we were supposed to have. A week before I was due to leave, I got an email from an address I did not recognize. It was Qley. "I know you blocked my number," she wrote. "I know you hate me. But please, can we just talk one more time before you go? I need to see you. I need to apologize in person." A part of me wanted to just delete it. But I knew I needed to do it for myself. I needed one final, clean break. I agreed to meet her for coffee the next day. She looked like a ghost. She was pale and had lost weight. The confident, happy person I had known was gone, replaced by someone who looked haunted. She started crying before the waitress had even brought our coffees. It was a flood of apologies, excuses, and regrets. She said she was scared about the move, that she felt like she was losing her identity. She said Mark was just an escape, a stupid fantasy that meant nothing. She said she loved me, that she had made the biggest mistake of her life. "Please," she begged, reaching across the table to take my hand. I pulled it away. "Don't go, or let me come with you. We can fix this. I'll do anything to earn your trust back." I listened to it all, and I believe she was sorry. But she was not sorry for what she did. She was sorry for the consequences. She was sorry her affair partner was now in the middle of a messy divorce. She was sorry her dream trip to Australia was gone. She was sorry her life had fallen apart. When she finished, I looked at her, and for the first time, I felt a sense of pity. "Qley," I said, my voice soft but firm, "there is nothing to fix. Trust isn't a plate you can break and glue back together. You didn't just break it. You ground it into dust. You used my love for you as a cover for your lies." I stood up. "I'm still moving to Australia. My flight leaves on Tuesday. I truly hope you can build a new life for yourself here. I wish you the best. But our life together is over." I left a $10 bill on the table and walked out of the coffee shop. There were no more tears. There was no more anger. There was just the quiet, sad finality of an ending. Final update. I am writing this from the balcony of my small apartment in Sydney. It is morning here, and the sun is rising over the harbor. It has been 3 months since I left. The first few weeks were the hardest. I was completely alone in a new country, haunted by the ghost of the person who was supposed to be with me. But with each passing day, it got a little easier. I found a job. I started exploring the city. I made a few friends. For the first time in a long time, my life feels like my own. It is not the life I had planned, but maybe that is a good thing. I got an email from Jessica, Mark's ex-wife, about a month ago. Their divorce is final. She got the house, the kids, and a very generous settlement, thanks in large part to the evidence I sent her. She told me Mark had to move back in with his parents. She thanked me again and said she and her kids were doing well. I was happy for her. I heard about Qley through a mutual friend back home. She is still living with her parents. She tried to get back together with Mark after his divorce, but he wanted nothing to do with her. Apparently, he blames her for ruining his life. She is bitter and tells people I overreacted, and that I was the one who destroyed everything. She still does not get it. She never will. I do not hate her anymore. I do not love her. I barely think about her at all. She is a chapter of my life that is over. A story that had a sad ending, but an ending nonetheless. Yesterday, I was walking on the beach, and I thought about the lie she told me, the one that started all of this. "He's married with kids," she had said, to make him seem safe. It is ironic. In the end, the fact that he was married was the one thing that gave me the power to expose the truth and take my life back. It was the one part of her story that was actually true, and it is the reason I am here now, watching the sun rise over a new ocean, completely and finally free.